in. Okay, we're just going to start out. Come in, everybody, just a little bit. So position here, right foot forward, left foot touch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If you're in this position, you can't move. Here you can shift around. So you got your point. John, a little further forward with your left foot, not so much back against you yet. Okay. So what we're going to do is just back and forward. Okay, let's do that a little bit to a count. Okay, so let's start together. Ready? 1, 2. That's the count. Okay. Now, if you want to keep going, you can. Pause. 5. Pause. I know I'm hard to hear, especially with a fan. When I was in Japan, your announcer sensei would go, you hear it. I know, this is harder. This is harder. But there were bodies falling and everything, and he spoke like that. Can you hear it? Okay. Just a little thing. Keeping the right foot forward. Okay. Make sure the head stays in. The roll itself is not this way. You're actually supporting that. And then your core muscle supports you back. And on one that pull you forward. Let's try a couple more. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Good. Now all we're going to do is add on 1 and 2. Sound is important. If you ever fall on anything hard, you got to realize that hurts. But for the soft surface, relax, you can make a sound. You can do that, and all of a sudden you fall on a hard surface. If you don't want to intentionally, but it does happen. Your body relaxes just like that. So let's try the sound. Palms down, not too far up, not too far, about 45 degrees. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Switch. Left foot leads, right foot underneath here. I'm just going to count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2, 1, and 2. Hey, one of the major things right here. Relax. You have to sort of extend into the mat to get a sound. Right? If you dribble a basketball like that, it won't come up. Boom, boom. Boom. Couple more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. That's good. And pause. And check. Part of activity. Difficult as center is at work. The world is back and forth. I'm moving from a place of balance. With motion, the center has kind of a feeling of stillness. And in motion, there's that stillness. It's very important. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Good. Okay, now up here, this is warm up. One of the things is the floor appears to be way down there at the mat. Feel your feet. You're on the floor already. So my energy is running too much. Oh, it's a long way down there. So all we're going to do is put our right foot forward. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my left knee down. If I can, yeah. I'm going to untuck my toes. And all I'm going to do is sit. Good. Good. You did the hard part. Now we go like this. Okay, we go back up. This time we're going to put our left foot forward. Same thing. I'm looking at the ground. My thoughts are high. That's a long way down there. Feel your feet. You're already on the ground. It'll be easy, relax, just take the balance. Now I'm going to get to the right foot. I'm just going to put the knee down, untuck my toes, and all I'm going to do is sit. Yeah. That's all it is. Okay? It's your first basic roll. First basic roll. Sitting. I could drift off. Into contact with the mat. It's all grounding. Noisy mind place. Easier. Fuller body sense. Breathe. Be surprised how important that is. Now, go up. And for new people, take it slow. Just put the right foot. All we're going to do is extend the count. So watch me. 1 is all the way down. And 2 is all the way back up. Okay, ready? So, you're feeling your feet. Okay, we kind of need to coordinate a little bit. Pause. Stop. We're doing it through a count. Sometimes you just let you roll. If I'm a football coach, we go on a count. And if you miss the count of what happens, there's usually a penalty. Okay. All right, so just for that reason, we don't normally do that, but just to start right side. Ready? 1, all the way down. Take it slow. 2, all the way back up. Good. Now I'll put the other foot forward. In, all the way down. 1. And back up. Okay. Let's get in there. Okay, and check. I could be drifting off or feel your feet. Feel your breathing. Those are all aspects of the center. You have a place of balance. Okay. Let's see. So what we'll do. Why don't you two go and just do your black belt stuff, okay? Yeah. There's almost nothing to do with what we're doing, okay? Which is actually too bad. But okay. Everybody else move down here a little bit. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, ease is open. It's mental. Settle, the weight goes underneath. Settles into your feet. You're breathing deep into your heartbeat, your breathing starts to sync up. It's important. Okay? Good. Now what we're going to do, right foot to right foot. Okay? Now, this is the triangle. Point, base. In falling, if you get shoved, you're gonna take a bad fall. So you take a step, either recover your balance or fall the way we did. Very difficult to fall this way. Just step back, step. Okay. Now the relationship here, point to point, is right to right, left to left. Stay where you are. This is mirror. We're starting here. Okay, now he's going to take my wrist, add a squeeze. Now there's a movement we're going to do, but all movements start out with the weight settling under. In fact, it's not anything you do physically. It's just, other side. He's expecting me to do that, but I change up on him. I'm not pulling him. Okay? Everybody, black belts should practice that too. Okay, so for example, we spoke to trade sides. My right grip. Now, I'm actually holding with my palm, giving a bit of squeeze. Good. Yeah. So a bit of pressure with teammates when I'm competing. I'm trying to get him better. He pedals. Okay, that's good. Okay, we're just going to pair up. Try that movement for a little bit. Okay. So let's see. I think, why don't you come over here? We're going to work with John. He's new. We'll be shifting the training. So, okay. Now, what we're doing right here. It looks like a pull, but it's not. Okay. He's supposed to call the change up. He expects me to, but he relaxes. Oh, he pulls the string. You know that feeling a little bit? Yeah. So put that forward. Okay, now, one of the things that is your point, we do a lot of work in triangle, okay? Most things, we're down here, okay? Japanese sumo wrestling is like that, okay? But this comes from spear, for the older traditions. Now, I'm gonna grab you with a squeeze, relax, let your weight settle under. Okay. I have a center, but I'm going further out away from it. I'm going to react and pull, just going to relax. Let everything go back to center. I'm going to give you a squeeze, relax, let everything go the other way. Yeah. You don't have to lean. You don't want to be going this way. Life is too confusing. Okay, other side. Give you that squeeze, you pull the string on me. You don't have, you give it away if you do that. Yeah, no, you don't pull the arm. You just relax. Good, that's good. You're like a sack of rice. You're like a sack of rice. I try to raise you, what happens? The rice goes that way, doesn't it? It's hard. Okay, so right here, the rice starts to go to the bottom of the bag. All right, that's all. Now, one of the things here, good. Now, the next step, which we're doing, is moving. We still do that. We still do that in motion. We start out with it. Okay? So triangle-wise, I mean, most people are going to come to the body anyway. Boom. Grab it. Okay, good. You get very good at that. You see what I mean? It's like, I'm not that. When he sticks his hand in my face, come on, put it out. Boom. Now you're supposed to do the other thing. You're supposed to do the weight under. Put it out there, establish some space. Okay, good. We'd be a mess as a football team because I call the play and you're going, oh. Okay, very good. Okay, that's the idea. Now, later, I'm moving towards him, he puts his hand up. Okay, boom. Okay, good. What is that? Okay, good. But we're going to work towards that. So you're going to do it from the grab. Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. Now let me check a little bit. Okay, now that's thinking. And thinking about it has nothing to do with thinking. Okay, you're like a sack of rice. I try to lift you, what happens? The rice goes that way. All right? Let the weight settle down. Okay, good. you try to do it, you mess up. Other side. Put the hand out. Put the hand out. So I see it. Okay. Give me something to grab. If I go this way, I'm going to come in this way. Put it out. Put it out. Good. Whoa, okay. Good. You put it out, you grab. It's very quick. A lot of our movements are based on that. Whoa. If I don't put it out, he's going to come for the body. It's a little harder. Okay? That's good. Okay? Now it starts with that. You take a step. Now this hand, the same way the underside. Now raise the hand. Now keep turning the hip. Keep turning the hip. Okay. Step to here. The second I do that, he has something to resist. So, okay, all right. So grab on. Good. What do I do here? I just turn the hip, keep turning the hip, and I take a step back. Yeah. That's all. There's more. If he's moving towards me, then it becomes more like that. We're going to build to that. So I want you to get the step. Okay? All right? Okay, now we're going to do right here. Yep, well, it's very quick. There was an old clip where Bruce Lee was doing kind of an exhibition for a karate tournament. You know what he was doing a lot? He was doing this. It was go like this. Yeah, boom. Why? If somebody may grab it. Boom, boom. We have a move. All right. I thought, well, that's interesting because what it does, he's trying to come at me. I'm changing his idea of what the space is. Okay. I mean, if I don't do that, he's going to come to the body, or it's like, oh, we'll just come boom. We're right about here. It's like boom, 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 boom. Okay. So it becomes a lot freer, but you have to sort of get the weight under the ground and the center. Okay. So what we're going to do here, other side. This is grabbing, boom. I'm going to step with my back foot. I'm going to put my hand here. Why don't you come around so you can see it a little bit more. But if I go this way, then he's going to react and come at me. I'm escalating. See how this hand feels? You're going to feel with the same touch. Come on in. You don't escalate. Okay, so put that foot forward. Open your fingers, but don't pinch your shoulders. Now let your weight settle under. Now your back foot, which is your left, takes a big step. Good. Now put your hand on my. Okay, when you do that, I know exactly what you're going to do. Weight settles under, and you're oh good. You just did something. You took a major step towards resolving it without making me fight you. Okay. Now right there's the timing. Got me? Good. Now I expect you, with him, there's a lot of time. Put it out. Okay, good. Now take the step. Okay. Now rise to your game. Don't grab the goose. Just good. Right there. See, you have that same weight underside. Yeah. Good. Good. Boom, boom, boom. This is what we're going to do next. Okay. You make it look pretty easy. Well, it takes a while. It's easy until we learn to get in the way of it. Okay, come on. It's very quick. Okay. Ideally, the person's on the ground before they know what hit them, and you're in the place of safety. Okay. It starts with this lots of different attacks also. Okay. But I want you to do this. Right here, just put your hand back here. Okay. Feel me? All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to try the same thing on this side. Starts with the weight under. Take your step. Put your weight there, and okay, now that's too hard.
Sorry.
Grab me real hard. Come on, just go. And try to move me. I got you. Yeah. I know exactly where you are, what you're going to do. That'd be easy there. Just put your hand there. Weight underside. Heavy oh, you got me right in a much better position. You haven't hurt me, so I can't really. Okay, but I can't really hurt him either. You're a good position. Okay? All right, so just that step for now. Okay, now, what we're kind of doing right about here, for example, the older style, boom, striking motion. Striking motion.
Right.
Okay. Right.
Oh,
When you hit him,
it's there.
I'm going to break my fist. Knuckle. You got your shoes better. Now, right here, it breaks down. So, yeah, and boom.
Oh.
Right. Boom. Boom. They're an older style. Okay. I'm just giving you a history lesson. To settle in, good, take your step. And again, now you're too heavy. You know what? Easy. Easy. This is what the Warriors did with the threes last night. Grip. This is what they normally do. It's called touch. Okay? Take your step right in. Oh, good. Now, lower your hips a little bit. Rotate your hips. Keep turning your hips. Don't step right now. It jams up when I step. Keep turning the hips. Keep turning the hips. Keep turning the hips. Well, there'll be a step later. If he's coming in this direction, all right. There's a step there. But it jams up here.
Okay.
What do I do? Take that. Okay. You don't want to make anybody fight you more than. I don't want to fight them at all. So come on. I want it. The real idea, I want him to be saved and me too. So on the other hand, if he escalates, he comes in fast, then what happens? Boom. Yeah. Easy. Open. Settle your weight goes under. Okay? Okay. Now all we're gonna do here is just coming in this direction. All I'm gonna do is keep turning the hip. Turn, 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 turn. Step. Now, I'm not going to try to clothesline him. I'm going to scratch his head for him. Rotate the hip, rotate the hip, rotate the hip, rotate the hip. What you do then is you simply sit and fall. Okay, we're going to take it step by step with you. Okay, so put that foot forward. So give me a good squeeze.
Who's gonna fall now? Me or
You.
Oh,
So we're going to coach. We're going to
too bad.
coach. We're going to coach you. So give me a good squeeze. A little bit more. That's good. 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 Ah, now stay where you are because you're yeah.
Oh, I'm falling.
Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 Now, when I tell you, take a step back. Either foot, bigger step. Come on. Good. Now go down to the knee. Go down to your right knee. Good. Sit and roll. Watch out for the wall. That's all it is. You'll get better at it as you get used to it.
I can get better at that.
Yeah, well, we can all get better at it, so don't sweat it. Okay, so give me the squeeze. Come on. Ah. Good. Yeah.
I'm going down now, or you?
Well, what you're doing is you're receiving the movement. So give me the squeeze. Yeah, down. Good. Okay, now how do I get that there like this? Go that way. Yeah. Not this way. Give me the heavy chin. Right down. Wrap your arm around me. Give me the heavy chin. Good. I just I just let him go a little bit, then I give him the hip again. That's what you do, like when somebody kind of leans this way, lean into me. Okay, or you go that way. It's like a basketball. Okay, that's what you. But that's a little more advanced. Okay, that's what that. And what we're doing, showing you a series of moves, but your weight is under. You're open. You see the whole room. You could be in there. You don't notice him, and you may get me, but he may get you. Easy. You're paranoid though. Now you're holding everything. Let your weight drop. Good. Now take your step. Okay, now again, I know where you're there because you're just put your hand right. Grab pull. Easy. Easy. Touch. The Warriors last night, no touch. Relax your elbow. Oh, the weight. I drop right into that D for you until you tense. Then I tense and I start looking for you. I'm like a heat-seeking missile. You got no heat, I got no heat. Start to heat up. So, oh. So here you stay cool. Easy, open, settle. Very good. Now take your step. Right. Now that one's also weight under. Good. Now, bend your elbow. Good. Keep turning the hip. Don't step. See, when you go that way, I read it. You read it. So I'm just going to go to hip. It's all very efficient until you get in the way of it. Right now you're learning it, which means your mind is busy. That's fine. Easy, open, settle. The details come in time. Right now I just want you to get used to the feeling. You got touch. Okay, good. Now take a step. Okay, now you're grabbing. Just put your hands there. The weight goes into your elbow. Oh, yeah. Now, bend your elbow. Rotate your hip. Keep turning it. You got a base. Keep turning it. Okay. Okay. That makes sense? It's a lot to think about. The major thing is the noisy mind gets in the way of something that's very simple. You're just learning it, which means you're going to think a lot. I'm going to try to get you to think less and be present more. Okay? Okay, that's good. Right? Now, you know, if it's in motion, it looks like that. If you're coming to grab and motion, grab on. Just looks like that. It's very easy. It's easy the other way. It's just, you know, if I get into moving without moving from my center, it looks like that. So,
Wait.
right? Most any move is like that. If you come from this way, you know, good. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, good. So whatever the movement happens to be, I just want to okay, good. Keep turning. Yeah. Quick move. Natural move. It's natural until I make it unnatural. Okay? Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Could be beginner's work. That's okay. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah, one of the things. Okay, with the movement's natural, it's pretty easy. We all have a talent for making it unnatural. So Shiva have this sort of a Aikido koan. Koan is Zen. Win over yourself. I want to do this, I want to do that. But all that is making what's a natural move unnatural. So after this, you get a basic sense of what natural movement is, which is when you're coming from your center, you're relaxed, and your movement is complementing or blending with your partner. That's a natural state. Now, I'm really good, if you're like me, I'm really good at making things unnatural. I think, I react, I try to control. Okay. And in Aikido, the thing is, we don't have any point. You don't get a point for throwing somebody down. And you know, like last night, one of the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, it's a competitive game. It's a playoff game. It's, you know, basketball. So, you know, he really crosses the line and hurts one of the Warrior players. So is he categorically a bad person? Probably not. But when you're starting to win, winning all of a sudden in the game is fine. There are rules or unwritten rules. Then all of a sudden you get so drunk trying to win and you hurt somebody. So, you know, in IQ terms, you know, that guy, I just said for the foreseeable future, he has brat status. He's a brat. He can't see past his own will to get noticed and win. He's pumped up with energy. And, you know, the game is unfortunately where there's a winner and a loser. Nobody wants to lose. So what we really want to do is we want to win over ourselves. Recognize what natural movement is. What is the center? It's a very natural position when you have a level of balance, physical or mental. That's your center. What you'll find after a little practice, it's not busy thinking. But conversely, it's not busy reacting. Your center acts in a natural way and creates a harmony with your partner. Anybody who gets too jacked up by having to win is going to do some really destructive things. But I won. Yeah, you're a brat until further notice. In grade school, you get punished. In life, a lot of times what happens, you become a pariah. You know, when you lose yourself in that crazy, I must win at all costs. Here, we want the movement to be effective, good, natural movement. There's a natural place in you where your center exists. If you try to figure it out, you get in the way of it. So we teach it to you in motion and in interaction. But right here, my weight can be settled underneath. It's got a knee problem fixed. I mean, I understand it. It's crazy. My breathing starts to settle. I start to see the whole room is supposed to be pulled out of my center there. And that, paradoxically, is where your power is. When you have to win, you may win around, but you lose the 360 perspective and you lose yourself in that insane wide win. The whole thing is entertainment anyway. Why do you have to cheap shot somebody in the air when they're in a very vulnerable position? People do that to me all the time. Doesn't make it right for you. It's always the noisy mind that wants to be right and defend itself. Aikido is about self-protection. Self-defense, yeah, sort of. What are we protecting ourselves from? Our own almost insane desire to win, as opposed to live in harmony with ourselves and other people. That's what Aikido was designed for. Where Shiba designed Aikido to stop wars, not because of superior weaponry, because of superior intelligence and heart and compassion. It's totally different. Okay? All right. Up. Now what we're going to do here, okay, in motion, you're going to still stay at the first stage, okay? All right, but you know, okay, I don't blame. But he's in motion towards me. It's a very important thing that we do a lot of this with the hands. Okay, but most of the people are going to go for the body. Okay, okay. The same thing. He's coming this way. The weight is underneath here. And we go here. I made a slightly different move, but he was coming for the body. He's going to come from the body, but we're going to put our hand out. We're going to change his spatial set. He's coming for the body. Boom, boom. He may grab it. Okay, good.
Hey.
Okay, so I put it out with that qualifier. Please grab my wrist. You know, that sort of thing. It's not done with that. Bruce Lee in an old video, Long Beach State karate, whatever it is. He does. He didn't compete. He probably would have blasted everybody there. But he does a sparring exhibition, and so what he does a lot is that. If somebody's about to come in, so he's kind of. Now, you know, for us, they may grab that, boom, and then we have a move. We have a move. Okay. But one of the things you're doing, if he's coming at you, boom, you're putting this out. You're creating a different spatial sense. Okay. Right here. Yeah, getting in my own way. All right. Enough of that. Okay. Free and easy. Loose but not sloppy. Develop the naturalness of your own center. Everybody's different. What works for me may sort of work for you, but you got to find your own truth. That's what Bruce Lee said. Okay? And here, I'm in a reactive space. Okay, we'll learn to settle past it. Now I get a chance to be in control. No, I have to settle past that. Now I got him. No, I have to settle past that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's keep the. Now let's rotate again. So Tim, I want you to go work with John over there. Okay, and the three of you kind of go over there. Okay, all right. Okay. Now, explain to me what you guys are doing.
So we've done Ikkyo through Yankyo with Katate Dore and no, sorry, with the Shomanuchi and Katadore.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear from Yoko Man. On your knees. If you can, if you know, I understand you're gonna need it. Yeah, good standing. Okay.
I've got an 8-hand.
Yeah, okay. Okay. You're kind of in what's called the brown belt insanity. Okay. That's what I want to say. It's what they're working on. But what happens when you prepare for tests, you forget what's important to get a result and pass the test. It's very interesting. I dated this woman who was a therapist. She was going for a certification test, and we broke up. I was going through some stuff too, and we kind of met, and we started saying, you know, we actually had a pretty good thing going. She said, yeah, we were both in a rotten space. And she was preparing for her certification, and I was dealing with some personal issues. You know, it was interesting that way. So it's a reaction. All right.
Right.
If you're coming in this way, come on, good. One more time. Okay. That motion. Boom. That's what I want to see. Okay. So. Better. Yeah. See, if you get the blend right, the technique flows, doesn't it? Better. Now you got some extension, you got some center, okay? Those are important commodities you trade in. Now you got some breathing space, good. Okay. But continue on. Okay, one of the things I kind of want to mention right there. Here we go to here. Don't lean into him. You're the center. He's part of the circle. Let's say, turn. Okay, that's the important one. He's got his momentum going. Okay, he's got his momentum going, but I can steer that momentum along a different path. Okay. Okay. Well, I do. The hip keeps turning. The hip keeps turning. The situation shifts when I keep my center. If I get caught up in the trying to lean into them, I create usually where this is going nowhere.
Yeah.
Congress can't do anything because it's too stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unfortunately, we're running a lot of stupid right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, keep going. You have to be a little bit more defined on that motion. Okay. So one of the things about it, you're doing a 10-ton often entering motion. Because once you move a little bit, so first of all, come on. You don't move until you get this response, and then you move. Okay? You're doing a okay, now you're coming in again. Okay. Yeah, no, more time. Come on, good. Now off of that motion, then you can do that. Now right there, your weight is a little bit. It'll pass a little bit, but you get more of a jam. You see, part of the flow. Okay, now we're doing that. We're going to probably just go that way. Okay. What happens a lot of times is you're getting a lot of bad habits, with weight. When you lose yourself in the movement, you're supposed to find yourself in the movement. Exactly the opposite. When you're going a little off the deep end, trying to pass your test. That's what I said. I did with this woman who was taking her MSCC certification. The dates between me going over cards with it, and I was going through a bunch of stuff, so it just didn't work. Although it was we're still friends. She said, "Yeah, we were both going through a lot of crap." I said, "Yeah, I guess we were." Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, one of the things I kind of want to mention. Okay, let's just go. According to Osensei, he said anywhere from 70 and 90% of it's present. Why? In Tokyo. Probably a lot of you know, lean into me, boom, okay.
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay. So in a sense, what they probably found was when you hit them, they went flying. You was just hitting them. See, I can't throw you, so not that. Okay, not quite that way. So right about here, boom, you start to feel that go through you. All right. You go through the 30 movements. All you're doing is this motion. Off a step in. Okay? Shiva by himself, I mean, he's teaching so much. When did he train? Well, he trained a lot on his own, but he used to taught things like authority and spirit. And he worked on things like his breath and his center. And so, you know, if he's dealing with people with the police, okay, military, Japan, pre-World War II, it's probably a mess. You got them to be pretty good. The chances are, you know, what happens is, I mean, okay, so there's a place for that. There's also a place for if you shoot 10. You know, I mean, if he's going to be really lost here, then I'm going to be like an acupuncturist and open him up with a needle. If he's going to be too locked here, I'm going to be an acupuncturist, you know, it's a semi-strike. Right? I'm going to open him up with a needle. His heart is jamming, okay, I'm going to put it in the heart point number. That's why I see the striking. Okay. A lot of times, if you just see it as a, well, you know, you want to win and you lock yourself up, you lose yourself. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this. I'll go right to left, left to right. Okay. And so we're going the other way. We were here. But somebody grabs you the other way. Now that looks like a pull, but it starts off of this thing. Then the hand kind of gets a bit more level. Not a pull. Towards him between my wrist and his wrist. Now hold firm. Okay. Come on. In. The same technique on the other side. It's harder because you gotta disengage. You can go this way, but I find that, you know, bad training breaks his thumb like this. But nobody wants to come here to get their thumb dislocated. So that one, where you go this way, is more like before he grabs. Come on, just before you got this. Then we do the same motion. So we're starting now from mirror. I know you can't see, so. Keep on. What time is it? Oh, natural movement. Yep. Come on. Again, we get it our own way. For you, there's a lot to learn, so it's just kind of your mental phase. Okay. Learn to enjoy it. If you get better, you don't think quite so much. You just sort of relax and move and feel. Okay. Come on. Now elbow. Oh, but where is school when you start there? Okay, all right. So, let's see. How are we doing there? Anthony, I want you to take the two new people or newer people, okay? Okay, I'll be with you in just a second, okay? All right, over here. Finish your young kill. Now that one was, you feel that one? He's on you. Okay, come on. Sorry. Sorry about that. That was not the technique of the day. My best technique. He's already on you. On to prevention. See, that's reaction. Boom.
Okay.
What is it? I'm hard to deal with once I'm in motion, but as the motion's about to start, it's simple. That's the lesson. You learn the technique and muscle it and do it fast to pass the black belt test. But okay, that's good. And it's a read because what happens if he's on me and I block it and I start to move, he starts as a weapon.
Right.
Other than that, you got nothing.
Okay.
You're learning to get results muscling and and the other thing is when you do that, you lose yourself. Fine. Yeah. So those sensations, what happens, you meet some other martial artists. What do you do Aikido? It helps me in everything. For one thing, I don't beat my wife. And everybody in the room goes, oh. You know what I mean? He's stuck a nerve with him, right? Because they can't turn it off. One thing, I don't beat my wife. A little acupuncture needle. You see what I mean? I thought that's actually pretty clever. Sometimes you can pull off stuff like that. And so you don't want to be too like that. I'm coming at you. Good. You've got timing. Why don't you be Putin's great advisor that says your ideas about Ukraine are off? Don't start the war. As opposed to once he's kind of in this crazy state, you're on a shit list and you may be poisoned. But as he's, yeah, you see what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I don't want to see you blocking and moving that way. Okay, so keep going. Okay. Yeah. And the other thing, right, there is tall. So when you look them at the top, you make them taller. Give me the heavy elbow. Heavy elbow, just yeah, keep going. Okay. So give me the heavy elbow. Good. I would just get to here, for example. If you start looking at him, he gets taller. He gets taller, he gets heavier. Okay. So if you're coming in this direction, boom. If you're coming in this direction, boom. Okay. I'm looking at you. I'm seeing the room. If I'm seeing you. I see the room. I see him. Okay. Okay. Go. Okay. Yeah, well, just remain standing for a second. Say he's coming 20 Wada this way. I'm too late. Now, if you're too late, then you do a step back. We're all late sometimes, right? But whenever possible, let's say he's coming in, so he's about to get started. I want to meet it. Say, no, I'm a little late. Okay, so I step back. And then, we have other things to do. Okay. So, and I see it a lot of times the step back movement, or when you're kind of a little late, we practice that way. Oh, I'm a little late. Okay, how can I recover? Okay. But whenever possible, see what happens, number 22 to 23. This is the go-kill movement. Okay. And the principle of it is that, right here, when he's coming in, right here, it's already on me. Okay, I should go back. As it's gathering, I'm going to meet it back there. I don't need anywhere near the amount of force that I do when I'm late. So we're practicing being early. Stop the conflict, ideally, before it gets messy. Okay, there's a lot of lessons in the training. There was a man that taught at Homebrew Dojo named Koichi Tohei Sensei. He was essentially a black belt. He wound up leaving for a variety of reasons, founded his own organization. But what was interesting was when he left, a lot of the work around energy and center left, and there was a certain amount of that at a high level technique. Yeah, you can't do the Aikido techniques with a high level without a center, without a sense of the flow. But I remember going there and training, and one of the people took me to the side and said, I just want to let you know we don't use the word "see" here anymore. I went, really? And I told that to Nado Sensei, when he was training there, Tohei Sensei was chief instructor, okay, at world headquarters. And so I said, I go to Homebrew Dojo in the kind of the early to mid 70s, and I'm told we don't use one word here. See, you what? What? Because Aikido, the practice is to educate you in not see, but one thing goes Sensei said, everything comes out of see. The universe itself came out of see. We come out of the universe, therefore we sort of come out of see also. And there's a harmony possible. The universe came out of an original harmony between this and that, and it had an absolute accord with itself. And then what happened is, the universe got denser and denser. We came into the universe in a great balance. When it started to get denser and denser, we got dumber and dumber. Well, I can get hit 3 times that way. Now here, then I make the change. I don't go for a move until I've made that original read. If I do, I'm a quarterback that throws the pass that he regrets. I wish I could have that one back. Yeah, it was an interception for a touchdown. Why? I threw it without making a read. For converse, I was under pressure instead of just throwing it away. I made the throw that I should not have made. So there are various points in the technique. You grab here, I'm going to step here with elbow. So right here. Now, right here, give me the heavy chin. Turn into me. A lot of things you can do. But when I have that weight under here, then I don't go into the throwing motion until I check that. All I'm trying to do is give you checkpoints. I'm your coach saying, this is when you make that read and throw, and this is when you absolutely don't. Okay. And here, a lot of times you can get better at the movement for a purpose, like I want to talk about, and miss the whole intelligence of the system. Because it was very smart. On the other hand, what did he do? He taught his students a certain level of form and technique. And some of his older students got some of his intelligence. Okay, I'm not saying that doesn't exist in modern day Aikido, because it does also, but it can be very easily lost. If you lose yourself, you lose the whole art. Okay. Anyway, that's it. Okay, thank you very much. I just want to remind everybody, the Friday class that's online this week, we're having Mary Honey Sensei as a guest. She's one of my old buddies from Japan. So we're going to trade some history, get her viewpoints, because she was there when O Sensei was alive. Okay. And then maybe talk about Aikido and its current evolution, whatever. So that will be Friday noon to 1. We send a link out. Okay, if you want a link, I can mail it to you. Just let me know, because you might not be on the mailing list for the link. Okay, John? But it's a Friday online class we do. I do an online class on Friday. And the following week, we're going to have, that's the 13th, not the 5th, we're going to have Linda Holiday Sensei on. Okay, so the Friday class next couple of weeks will have some guests. I am going to try to get Robert Frazier on, but he can't make Fridays. But right now I'm finishing up the San Jose State, 2 more weeks to go. After San Jose State's done, I'm probably going to, for the summer, resurrect the Monday class and have them on. Okay? I'm sorry, what? One more time. What? Mother's Day is this Sunday. I think to train anyway. All right. But if your mom is here, my mom departed over 40 years ago. She's still with me. Your mother's always with you. But it's really up to you. I'll be here, hopefully with her still in my heart somewhat. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. We got to smooth that part out. Okay, we got to smooth that part out. That reaction part. Okay. All right. So.